Indianapolis leaders tonight will begin discussing a ban on sales on what they call military-style rifles.
It's part of a package of gun restrictions meant to curb violence in the city. News 8's government reporter Garrett Bergquist explains why the measure could run into some serious legal trouble.
The gun restrictions would go in place only if state lawmakers repeal Indiana's preemption law. Based on the General Assembly's recent policy actions, that's not likely.
The ordinance would ban any new sales of military-style rifles. It also would prohibit permitless carry and raise the minimum age to buy a gun to 21. Indiana's so-called preemption law prohibits cities and counties from enacting any regulations on who can carry a gun or what people can and cannot buy.
So is this essentially an act of legislative protest against the preemption law?
No, it's not. We're not protesting anything. We're putting in place ordinances that I think speak loudly about what leadership in Indianapolis would like to see the Indiana General Assembly to allow us to do.
Mayor Hogsett says he wants to start a conversation on changing the preemption law. That would require action by a legislature which, among other things, enacted permitless carry last year.
If this act were to be repealed, it would go back to the days of potentially any small subdivision, town, village making their own laws and making honest people into criminals just by going into the wrong geographical area of the state.
Mark Halata is a defense lawyer who specializes in firearm cases. He says it's very unlikely the legislature would repeal the preemption law. Even if it did, he says the recent Supreme Court ruling against New York's concealed carry law potentially could be used against Hogsett's ordinance.
How realistic is this given the partisan makeup of the General Assembly?
Well, we hold out hope that that the General Assembly, those legislators from outside the state appreciate the challenge that Indianapolis uniquely has. We're by far the most densely populated community in the state.
The City County Council will introduce the ordinance at its meeting tonight. Hearings could begin as early as this coming Friday, and the council could hold a final vote at its July meeting. At the City County Council building, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and like us on Facebook.